Hey guys, sorry for the video quality. I can't really use my phone right now to record a better quality video, so I'm kind of stuck using my shitty webcam. And yes, this is my Sixer shirt. I'm telling you, I might as well just make this my official recording shirt because I seem to be wearing the damn thing every time I ever do one of these videos. Now, I wanted to give a quick heads up before I actually start the Let's Play because you'll notice some weirdness in one of the cutscenes in the beginning of the game and one of the cutscenes a little later on in the game. And I just wanted to explain why it looks the way it does. So, the game is about 12 years old, and I think there's some kind of incompatibility issue in terms of running an old game on a newer system. Now, it's not a major problem. It's not like there's some kind of full-on desynchronization or complete lagginess and just unable to run the game. The game works fine. The gameplay, there's never a problem with the gameplay. It always works. There's no problem with the full-on motion film footage that's in the game. That always works. Hell, even most of the cutscenes work. It's just only select cutscenes that this happens to. And what happens is, like I said, it's not desynchronization. At least not full-on desynchronization. Not in the way that desynchronization usually works, where the video and the audio play the same speed. It's just that one happens earlier or later than the other. No. What happens in this case is the audio stays the same, stays the way it always does, stays normal, but the video kind of slows down. Not lags, just basically like somebody recorded it in slow motion. Like somebody recorded it at a higher frame rate and then played back at a, at a lower frame rate to make it seem like it's in slow motion. So recently, I remember that there's actually a tool that you can use to fix desynchronization called Virtual Dub, and I completely forgot about it until just before editing the video. So, remembering that, I actually used it to quote-unquote fix the problem. And that's why there's this kind of weirdness going on in the cutscene because, like I said, it's not full-on desynchronization. I don't even know what you would call what happens, but I kind of fiddled around with both the video frame rate and the audio synchronization to kind of, but not really sync the two together. Basically, I did it the best way that I could to make it fit and to make it look presentable, so that it's not so that one's not completely off than the other. And I think it looks alright for what it is, but like I said, it may look a little bit weird because it's not actual desynchronization, so there's still kind of a gap between the audio and the video, slightly. So the reason it's kind of weird is because the subtitles actually appear before the actual voice acting, before the actual voices appear. And that appearance, that early appearance of the subtitles kind of throws it off a little bit. Doesn't completely ruin the video, but it gives it a little bit of an awkward feeling, I think. Other than that, the cutscene does look kind of normal after editing. Like I said, slight awkwardness, but still fairly presentable, and still one can kind of see it as being normal and not off a little bit. So I just wanted to give you a heads up about why that's happening. And originally, when I was recording it, I didn't remember that Virtual Dub tool, so in my commentary, I talk about how in the first part I talk about how I'm going to try to fix it, and then later on, in the later part, I say that there's no way to fix it because this is just part of the game, but I probably will end up removing that, so they'll probably just won't be hearing anything. It'll probably just be a blank space there. Anyway, regardless of the awkward moments, I hope you guys will enjoy this Let's Play as much as I enjoyed playing the game, and as much as I enjoyed playing the game in my childhood. So, I shall catch you all in whatever other vlog that I decide to do at some point in the future. Peace. What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new Let's Play. With Half-Life being completely over now, it's time to start a new game. And as I've mentioned, this is a game that I played as a child, and I had a lot of fun playing it, and as you can see by the big title there, it is, of course, Enter the Matrix. As I said, I had a lot of fun playing this game as a kid. Don't know how well it actually holds up today because this game is pretty old. Get out of here. I hate when games... It's kind of annoying when games do that. Just like go into a stupid demo when you're... stay on the logo screen for too long. I don't understand why... What's the point of doing that? I mean... Whatever. Anyway. So... Let me just go into the options so it doesn't start demoing again. So, yeah. I had a lot of fun playing this game. Played this game many times. And as I just said, I don't know exactly how well this game holds up because it is a fairly dated... It's from 2003. So... It is 12 years old. And I don't know how well those 12 years have aged this game. Personally, I still find it fun to play. Graphics-wise, I mean, this is a 2003 game, so you can't really say that compared to today, obviously the graphics aren't exactly that fantastic, but still, for the time that this game came out, I think the graphics are still fairly decent looking. So, it's not like this game is complete. It's not like this game looks like total shit and whatnot, but I guess it all depends on your point of view, I guess, because personally I find this game to be still very fun to play and pretty good looking for, a 12-year-old game, but that's just my opinion. You guys are gonna have to come up. You guys will have your own opinions, and maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. Who knows? But I'm just here to show it off. So before I actually get into the game itself, I just want to briefly go over this hacking selection. Yes, there's no save games available because you actually need to have a save file in order to access the thing. Now, I may show it off at the end of the game, but I'm just going to briefly go over it because I may actually not do it. I haven't really decided whether or not I'm actually going to show it off or not. I'll make that decision once I reach the end of the game, which the game itself isn't that long, so this probably will be a fairly quick Let's Play, but you do actually have two characters that you get to play as. And they have two separate stories. Well, the stories are basically the same, except for slight differences, which I've actually always enjoyed those kinds of stories. I always liked seeing the same event unfold through the eyes of different characters and seeing how the same event is different, for each of the different personalities that happen to be involved in that event. I always found that to be interesting, so I guess that's one of the reasons why I enjoyed playing this game. But anyway, so despite there being 2 characters that you play as, the story isn't all that long, so this shouldn't take very long time to complete. Not as long as No One Lives Forever, and definitely not as long as the Half-Life series. Not just, well, obviously combined, but even Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2 took me at least a year to complete, and that was when I was doing them, like, that was when I've recorded and uploaded all the levels at the same time. Well, obviously not recorded it and uploaded at the same time. I mean that I recorded, instead of doing what I've been doing, where I've been recording and just uploading in pieces. I've waited till I finished recording a level and then uploaded that entire level all at once, rather than just, in sessions. Even doing that, it still took probably over a year to complete the game. This shouldn't be that long. But anyway, so the hacking. The hacking is basically, well, for starters, it's how you enter cheat codes, which I won't be doing. Don't worry about that. I'm not a dirty cheater, so you do have the option of using various cheats. Well, I did play with cheats before, but strictly for, now you may not believe me, but I did play it strictly for fun reasons, because there are certain cheats, like I'm pretty sure I've never played with, like, God mode on, but there's a cheat to make you invisible, and I used to just play around with that because it's kind of fun. It's kind of funny how you go up to an enemy and you start, or if there's multiple enemies, you start fighting them, shooting them, and all the people around them like, oh, what the hell's going on? But they can't see you, so they can't shoot you. So it just makes for just a fun time seeing all the characters just freaking out because there's some kind of ghost that's killing everybody and they can't figure everything out. So I did do that for fun before. But other than the cheats, there is two things that you can do. One, you basically can enter a code. It's not a cheat code, it's more of like, and that's what's kind of cool about this hacking system, is because it's designed to look just like as if you're hacking. So it actually is a computer console, and all the code, well, besides the cheat codes, all of the hacking and stuff that you actually do are computer related. So it's like you actually have to enter, because you actually, one of the two things that you can do other than cheating is you can view, for instance, not game files, but like image files that the developers put into the game. So kind of like how concept art, basically. You can view concept art, or you can view sort of screenshots from the game. And that's all within this hacking system. And they're stored, basically, you don't just enter a code to access them. You actually have to go, I mean, it's still a code, but you actually have to go, like, you enter the C drive to do it, or you enter the D drive. It's really cool. And as I said, I probably will show it off just because of the second thing that you can do. Actually, there's three things. So one is you can view screenshots and you can view concept art and stuff like that. Two, and I don't remember if this actually falls into the third thing, or if the third thing is completely separate. I believe the third thing is separate, but it might fall into the third thing as well. Or it might just be, it may be part of it, but then like sort of branches off at the end. But the second thing you can actually use, and it's not just a cheat code, you actually have to go about, you actually have to quote-unquote hack it into the system, into the game. But you can actually, because this weapon is not available in the actual game itself, but you can actually use a katana, a Japanese samurai sword. You can actually use that in the game as one of your weapons. But again, it's not available normally. You actually have to hack it into the game, which is pretty cool, but I probably won't be showing that off. just because it's really nothing special other than just you swinging a sword around. I mean, all it adds is just another weapon, so if you guys are really interested, you probably can find it online somewhere. Most likely I will not be showing it off, but now that I'm thinking about it, I probably will be showing off the third thing. Now, I've actually never been able to accomplish it completely, because it's kind of equivalent to the, like those zombie map Easter eggs in Call of Duty Zombies, where it's like these huge, like all these elaborate steps that you need to take, so it's like not just a thing that you do, it's kind of like a whole process. Well, the third thing that you can actually do in this game is this huge elaborate hacking process that you need to go through in order to accomplish it. Now, I don't 100% remember what it is that you get for it. I do know that you actually get a secret message from Morpheus, but I don't remember if that's actually what it is, or if that's like part of it, or what. But now that I'm thinking about it, I probably will show it off, or at least attempt to anyway, because as far as I remember, I've never actually been able to accomplish completely what it is that you actually get, you know, what hacking actually gets you, or, you know, that thing. So, I probably will attempt it. Whether or not I'll be able to actually accomplish it, I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but if I just can't do it, then I'll probably just end up linking a video of that hack so you guys can see it. But that's basically what the hacking system is. It's actually really cool, and a unique feature, not only in this game, but actually I haven't seen too many games that have such a mechanic in them. And it's not even part of the actual game itself, because it's not part of the main game. It's just sort of like a side thing that you get to do. So it's, I don't know, it's really cool. But anyway, let's actually get on with the game itself. Obviously, we're going to be playing on normal.
Look at him. Like flies to cow pies, crawling over every drop we ever used. We didn't have a lot of time. A lot of time. Wrong, we don't have a little time. Look, I don't mean to be Mr. Naysay, but you really think you got a chance in hell at getting to that thing before they find it? I don't know, but that won't stop her from trying. Come on, Ghost. It's crazy. Sparks, how long have you been operating on this ship? 3 years. And you ought to know by now. When she makes up her mind, you have one choice. You go with her, or you get the hell out of her way. Just got at the post office.
Is the drop still clean?
Niobe, this won't be easy.
Thaddeus was my friend. I knew him. He never used a drop before. He didn't trust him. Whatever's in that box cost Thaddeus his life and the lives of his crew. And I have a feeling if we don't get to it first, it's going to cost us a whole lot more. So are you red or blue on this?
You know me, Niobe. It's not a choice. It's a way of life. Because I know how valued my opinion is on this ship, I won't bother to tell you. But I think it's insane for you not to wait for a support team. And for the record, when I cart your bodies back to Zion, do you prefer cremation or the gardens?
Sparks, your faith in us remains a source of personal inspiration.
Well, I am what I am, and I do what I can.
Then can you shut up and hit the button?
Your wish, Captain. My captain is my keystroke : / execute command.
Yes, you'll notice very quickly that in addition to actual in-game cutscenes, there are full-on actual live-action FMV sequences. So it's another thing that not too many games do that. Most games just have, in-game cut. They just have normal, regular design program cutscenes. Not too many games actually use actual recorded video in the game. So, and especially not. In fact, I mean, this was back in 2003, so the technology back then wasn't as powerful as it is today. So back then, even less games had this. And this was probably the only game that I've ever seen this from back then. So I'm sure there's probably other games, but as far as I'm aware, this was the only game, because as I just said, I haven't seen, a lot of games that actually do that. This was pretty much the only game that I've played at that point in time that actually had full-on recorded video as cutscenes in them. So, another thing that's actually really, really cool about this game that I really liked, of course it does a number on your hard drive, because since it does have actual video as, in the game, takes up a lot of memory. But, anyway, so, as I said, you have two choices. You can either play as Ghost, or you can play as Niobe. Now, typically what I used to do is I used to always play as Ghost first and then play as Niobe. Why? I don't know. It's just the way that I've done things. And typically, what I did was I actually did sort of like a back and forth kind of thing. So, because the game is kind of split up into sections. So what I used to do is I used to beat a section with Ghost, right? Then go back and play the same section with Niobe. Because for certain sections are actually only the first area, only the first section of the game is kind of basically the same. Everything else is rather different. Although it's, I guess technically two sections were basically the same. But anyway, so I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to go ahead and just do one character from start to finish, and then I'm going to go back and play with the other character. Now, what character should I play as? Well, what I decided to do is I'm going to choose by a coin flip. I'm going to do a live on-camera coin flip, and that's how I'll decide whether to play as a Ghost first or Niobe. So, I might as well just go with the way it's selected. So Ghost will be heads and Niobe will be tails. And it is heads. Now, obviously you cannot see it, but trust me, it is heads. So, I guess I will go ahead and play it basically in the same sequence that I used to do when I played it before. Start with Ghost and then do it Niobe. But again, I'm just going to go ahead and play from start to finish rather than going back and forth between each section. So, without further ado, let us jack in.
Why do you do that?
Do what?
Check your guns.
You never know.
It's a program. They get loaded every time the exact same way.
Hume teaches us that no matter how many times you drop a stone and it falls to the floor, you never know what will happen the next time you drop it. It might fall to the floor, but then again it might float to the ceiling. Past experience can never prove the future.
So
you never know.
here we go. We're in.
You got 10 minutes until the post office closes. There's a ton of heat in the area, but the package is still untouched. Box number is 731222.
Got it.
And hey, can you ask Ghost if he doesn't make it? Can I have his boots?
call. Inside or out?
I'll get the package.
Keep in touch.
Closing time.